Welcome to the monthlies. What these are videos with tarot forecast for January. And I'm going to divide it by element. So I'm going to make a video for water and a video for fire, for earth, for air. I also want to remind you that you can still, of course, purchase my book, The Little Book of Saturn. You can get it from Amazon, paperback or Kindle, Barnes & Noble, IndieBound. You can buy local. Came out June 1st from Wiser Books. Also, the other most important thing is visit my blog, because I just started blogging again today after a really long time. So you can read, I wrote a little post today about the Capricorn solar eclipse, new moon solar eclipse January 5th, and also on my blog, of course, you can find information about getting a reading. Okay guys, I'll see you again soon. Thank you for your patience. Okay, air signs, finally. Thank you for your patience, my darlings. Thank you. Thank you so much. Most important commercial. If you want to get a hold of me for a personal reading, visit my website, my readings page. The info will be in the description box. I also started blogging again, so you can do both. This is for January 2019. All right, Gemini. Okay, Gemini. I see Gemini walking away. Gemini, they are walking. They are walking away. Gemini is, 2019. Gemini is leaving behind so much. People, places, things, states of mind, habits, it's going to be different for each person. Of course, these are general readings, but look, you're leaving, you're walking away. You're walking away. There's at least 8 separate situations that you are walking away from. Now, the interesting thing, the emotionally complex thing about this reading is that, yeah, you're doing this, there's movement, but there are just some people, places, things, situations, 2 of Swords, which they are not settled, they are not decided, you don't know what to do, there's a stalemate, you're waiting, not enough information. The seas are calm behind you, they are not stormy. You're guarding your heart. You're walking away and you're guarding your heart. But this to me feels like an intellectual decision. This is an intellectual decision. I'm going to guard my heart because da-da-da-da-da. Whereas this is purely intuitive. This is an instinct. It's like you set out on the road and you start walking before you've even thought of anything. Like you're just doing what your body is asking you to do. People, places, things, situations, you're done, you're walking away, that's it, it's over, there's no turning back. And yet there are still some, there's still some, I hate to call it things, but for lack of a better word, there's still some things which are not settled in your heart. So until you get the vibe on that, until you know what's really going on, or until you know what your heart says, what you want, you're just going to stay like that. You're just going to be like, nope, not going to deal. Not going to walk away, not going to walk towards. I'm just going to sit here with the swords across my chest, and I'm totally fine with that. The 2s are always partnerships. The 2s are always decisions. Notice I drew a 3rd. Got the 2 of Wands here. Your world is opening up. It's opening up in 2019. It is opening up in January. Be open to what it's opening up on. Be open. The world wants to give to you
there's a sense of delivery. You know, I got this image in my head of like a pizza getting delivered. There's a special delivery for you, but you have to open the door. Now, maybe you didn't deliver a pizza, but hopeful expectation opening, this feeling will be there in January, and this feeling is a result of walking away from what no longer helps you, loves you, serves you, for holding steady in terms of what you're not certain about. These moments of life, the movement and the stillness, both, they actually lead you to a new place of confidence. Confidence and openness, ideally. So I would say January is a time of closure, of wrapping things up on the one hand, and of waiting for guidance on the other hand. And while you're doing both, you do this hopeful expectation and the future. What's the guidance for you? Okay, Libra. I have a feeling this guidance is really going to be very potent. Ooh. And it is potent. And I feel the need, I have this book sitting over here, I feel the need to read to you something from this book. Letting go is painful. There is something innately human about wanting to grasp what we have, to hoard our treasures, to hold on tightly to the person we do not want to leave. That is a special, special message for Libra for January. I don't know why, I just felt drawn, I just felt pulled. Oh, that quote was from the Little Book of Christian Mysticism here. And that quote was from him, not from one of the Christian mystics. It was from one of the introductions, one of the chapters. In either case, let's jump into the cards. Your January is going to be pretty shocking for you. There's a shock coming in January, and it may be a shock of the heart, a shock of friendship, a shock of romance, a shock of the heart. There was something shocking. Okay. There may be a friendship ending. But I think for some of you, and of course these are general readings, some of you there are friendships ending, some of you there are friendships beginning, some of you there are sexual relationships beginning out of the blue, totally shocking. Oh my God. There are shocks in your emotional, spiritual, social life. By social, I mean involvement with other people, partnerships, people from the past, old boyfriends, girlfriends, looking you up, stalking you on social media. Not that I'm minimizing stalking, but you know what I mean. I mean, just like, looking for you on the social media, reaching out, and then bam! Libra, you got the bam. You got the bam. So, when people want the timestamps and they only listen to their sign, they're kind of losing out, because sometimes I mention other signs and other signs forecasts. Anyway, so Gemini was all about closure, waiting, and the hopeful, expectant future. That was Gemini. But Libra is more about action. There's something very dynamic, very energizing with someone in particular happening in January. Now, of course, I cannot predict for everyone, for every Libra, that there's a new romance. Some married Libras or otherwise Libras who are with people, they may leave. They may cheat. There may be some shock. That's not a guarantee, but that's going to be for some. Single Libras may date again after a very long time. Married or single Libras, there's going to be, there may very well be someone from the past knocking on your door saying, hey, want to see my tower? It's on fire. And it may seem like this, but it's actually this. Or it may seem like this, and it's actually this. Whatever the case, is exactly for you, Libra. There is some fire coming your way. Fire meaning bolt from the blue, excitement, shock. Interpersonally, romantically. And again, must repeat, general readings. You can be a Libra sun or Libra rising, and this won't ring true for you at all. And if it does not, then think about other relationships, because it's not necessarily romantic, but there's some sort of shock. And shock doesn't necessarily mean bad. But when I first tuned into those cards and was seeing the Tower, I'm like, shit, someone shares their feelings. And it's a shock to them and to you. News for Aquarius, January 2019. News for Aquarius. Something good. Okay. Something good. There is a success. There is a success for you, of course. Of course, it's going to be different for everyone. You know, it's depending on what you have in your life, what you've got going on. But there is going to be some sort of good news, some sort of success coming your way, Aquarius. This is one of the happiest cards in the deck. There is a party for you. There is a victory. There's something pretty wonderful. The problem is it involves other people. Hell is other people, right? The problem is that it involves other people. So there's some sort of... I like this card when it's meaning collaboration. So there is some sort of... This success has to do with other people. I think you're going to get that good news. You're going to get that success, but there is collaboration. There's building with others, and sometimes that collaboration is a pain in the ass, basically. It's not always peaceful. The negotiations, okay? The negotiations are not always peaceful. They don't always go the way you want them to. It's the Five of Wands. There's a lot of people. It's like as if 100 people were trying to put together a 20-piece puzzle. You know, it's too many people in the room, and there's pushing and shoving. That's what I get from this. I don't really feel the fun collaboration. I feel more the pushing and shoving. There's some pushing and shoving. There's some competition here. But ultimately, in January, there is good news. There is good news. There is success. There was something to write home about. There is something beautiful. There is a victory. You are victorious in January, Aquarius. And again, you know, it could be career. It could be health. It could be a new job. It could be something family. It could be that you win an argument. You know, it could be that you're able to deadlift many, many more pounds than you're used to, than you usually do. You know, I don't know exactly what it is, but I do know there is success, there is victory, there is good news, there is something wonderful. Even while these people are making you a little mental in the background, maybe it's your family, maybe your family is fighting, maybe it's coworkers, collaborators. There's things that have to be worked through. Something is not smooth, it has to be worked through. But it not for a moment does it take away from your win, because you are going to win in January.
Every time we say goodbye, I die a little. Every time we say goodbye, I wonder why a little. Why the gods above me, who must be in the know, think so little of me that they ask you to go. When you're near, there's such an air of spring about it. I can hear a lark somewhere begin to sing about it. There's no love song finer, but how strange the change from major to minor every time we say goodbye.